I'm saying, are you ready?
Hi, and welcome to this episode of From the Shed. I'm Peter George, the host, and today we're going to have a look at a few things. Last night's AFL game, which was the Lions versus the Tigers, and the Tigers do kill Lions. We're going to have a look at some of the things that come out overnight about the darts over in the UK, and we'll have a look at what's happening in the world of golf this week. There's the PGA Championship, European Championship. There's a few things happening. However, before we get into everything, just like to give a little bit of a shout out to my favourite coffee shop, and here's a little message about them. Time for a coffee? Go where the locals go and see the great team at Coffee Reserve Upper Coomera. Conveniently located outside Coles in Upper Coomera Shopping Village, Coffee Reserve is the only coffee shop on the Northern Gold Coast rated 5 stars on both Google and Facebook. Regardless of whether you drink a long black or an almond latte, their trained baristas create a cup of joy every time. Even if you're in a hurry, you can pre-order and pay via the Skip app, so it's ready when you arrive. Just another reason why Coffee Reserve is the first choice for coffee by many locals. Yeah, so if you're in the Coomera area and you pop in to see Scott, say hi for me. Last night it was the wonderful Richmond Football Club against Brizzy Lions at Metricon. The Tigers won by 41 points, and they showed up the Lions' inability to handle pressure. And, they've got to question that. That's a couple of times now that teams gone in harder than they have in that second quarter, and given them a little bit of a dust up, as in dusty. A couple of things that jump out. I do stats a little bit different than most. Look at the disposals, kicks, marks, disposal efficiency, contested possessions, contested marks, 1%ers, tackles, score involvements, goals and behinds. So we'll have a look at disposals first up, and Liam Baker played well all night. He ended up with 26 disposals. So did Jaron Lyons and Lockie Neal. That was well done by Richmond. He still went at 84% efficiency, which was extremely good, but they also shut down Charlie Cameron, saying to the family that if they can either shut down both of them or one of them, though, the Tigers should win, and they did. Now, Dustin Martin had 24 disposals and went at 70. Now, I don't know about you, but this is twice he's done it now, so it's not a freakish performance. Some of his passing I have never seen before. He laced out something at right angles last night, and he did it through a couple of weeks ago, through 4 people, and he's hitting people, and Dusty's getting back to his normal Dusty self. The other thing from the game that I saw a bit on social media was Tommy Lynch's little whack on, I think it was Harris Andrews, but I think it warrants a fine, but not a suspension. The problem, haven't seen Lynch play with the Suns over his early career. He does do the odd stupid thing, and that was extremely stupid in my books because it puts him under the microscope. It's good to see Jack Rewalt was back with 4 goals, Tommy Lynch 3, 7 out of their big forwards. Jack Arts kicked 2, Shea Bolton, he kicked 1 now. Shea, since he's moved into the centre, is absolutely killing it. It's good to see him playing well. Dane Zorko, when you get a 50, make sure you hit your own player, not the opposition. Marlon Pickett, now everybody's sort of sceptical on Marlon and how he's been going, but he's one of these footballers that just sort of goes about and does his thing, and, man, he can just get to his feet real quick. So, yeah, good win by the Tigers. I would now put that performance and the Tigers as favourite for the premiership, based on it's early times yet, but I would say that the grand final's got to be up in Queensland. So just as a summary, Richmond 12-10-82 defeated Brisbane 4-17-41. As I said earlier, Rewott 4, Lynch 3, Artist 2, Bolton, Higgins and Pickett 1 each for Richmond. And there was only single goal kickers for Brisbane, which was Cameron, Hipwood, McCarthy, Zorko. The AFL side's got the best, pretty much. Yeah, I'll go that. Martin, Bolton, Lynch, Baker, Short and Bolter for Richmond, and Brisbane, Neil, McInerney, McCarthy, Archie and Lyons. The only injury from the game was Cameron Rayner, done a hammy, and another soft tissue injury. So that's the wrap. Tonight's game is Cats versus North Melbourne at the Gabba. Cats will win that. And then Adelaide Crows versus Melbourne, and I reckon the Crows will win that. So there's the AFL section of this today's episode. So next coming up is the darts. So overnight there was a few announcements, the Autumn Series, the Women's Series and the World Series from the PDC, which is good to see that they're starting to get more and more out into playing. They're actually travelling into Europe now, which is another good sign. The Autumn Series, which is a carryover from the Summer Series, and just reading here through article from PDC that the chairman, Barry Hearn, said the Summer Series was popular with players and fans alike. So I'm delighted that we're putting on another block of Players' Championship events. The tournaments will give all tour card holders another opportunity to win prize money and qualify for televised events during the unprecedented times we are living in. For our fans, the Autumn Series means live darts will return to our screens soon after the block of 7 Unibet Premier League nights concludes on August 31st. So the Premier League's back on. They're going to run that pretty much straight through. If you go to fromtheshed.com.au or our Facebook page, From the Shed, there's the schedule there. And as I mentioned earlier in yesterday's episode, that the Mad Irishman, Smack, will be on board with the Premier League, and we'll be going head-to-head, see who picks the winners there, but he'll be on the show as well. They also have introduced a women's series, which is great for the sport. Now, since Fallon Sherrick did some giant killing in the World Championships, and Lisa Ashton being the first female to get her PDC Tour card, it's good to see that the PDC are putting on a women's series in October. What this does is it allows the female dart players to qualify for the World Darts Championship as well as the Grand Slam of Darts. Now, where's it being played? It's October 17 to 18 in Canuck. The Mini-Tour will replace 2 separate qualified tournaments for the World Championship, which have been staged over the past 2 years. There's $20,000 or pounds, in prize money in total across the 4 events. So a great opportunity for all the female players. If you're in Europe, I would say that Corinne Hammond will probably be in that. So there's that. there. Now, the World Series of Darts is just going to go straight to like a final series. Normally it's played, as it says, around the world. This year it was going to be in country New South Wales and Queensland, but due to COVID-19 it hasn't happened. It's going to be in Salzburg in Austria from September 18 to 20. So the seeded players for that are Michael Van Gerwen, Peter Wright, Gerwen Price, Michael Smith, Rob Cross, Nathan Aspinall, Daryl Gurney and Gary Anderson. And the invitees for the event are James Wade, Dave Chisnell, Ian White, Dimitri Vandenberg, Mensur Suljovic, Fallon Sherrick, Simon Whitlock, Damon Hedder, Kyle Anderson, Cody Harris, Jeff Smith and Darius Labanauskas. Now, it's great to see that we got 3 Aussies and a Kiwi in there, Simon, Damon and Kyle as well as Cody Harris. So hopefully Damon can do what he did last year in Brisbane and go a long way into the tournament. Now, I did forget to mention when the autumn series is on. So the autumn series of darts is in Heidelsham in Germany. Starts 12th of September, concludes on the 16th. So they're all ranking events and it all heads towards World Grand Prix, etc., etc. So that's a little bit of the highlights of what's happening in the darts world. And next up is a look at the golf. And now it's time for the golf, and there's a fair bit of golf on around the world. And we'll have a look at what the Aussies are doing. So we have a look at starting on Friday morning, our time. I think it's going to start around about 6 a.m. is the PGA Championship. I'll have to do a bit of homework, but I think it may be the only major that's going to be played in the golfing world this year. To start off the tournament, we've got Jason Day, Danny Lee, Matt Jones, Cameron Smith, Mark Leishman and Lucas Herbert representing Australia and New Zealand. And if we have a look and see, so Jason is the earliest of the tee-off times, 12:38 a.m. On the Friday. So that's going to be the 7th, 8th and 9th and 10th of August. So this weekend. Danny Lee's off at 1:30 in the morning, and then we go Matt Jones at 6:30, Cameron Smith 6:53, Mark Leishman 7:20, Lucas Herbert 7:26. It's hard to pick because there's not a lot of tournaments, and they're starting to slowly get back into form. I think who's some other notables? Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas are all in the same group. That'll be a good group to watch in the first round and second round. I think Bryson's going to win this. Either love him or hate him, but overall he's a pretty good golfer. I'm just trying to see where he's teeing off 6:47. He's in a group with Ricky Fowler and Adam Scott. I left Adam Scott off the list, but Adam's off at 6:47 with that group there. That'll be another good group if you're up early on Friday. But I think Bryson DeChambeau should win this. So that's the PGA. We'll do morning wraps on that, but it's I think. Jason Day, he's had a few top tens in the last few weeks. If his back holds up, he should do all right. Matt Jones, if he gets his act together, he could be up there. Adam Scott hasn't played a lot, but it was good to see him out here when he was out here in Australia, go out to Mullaney and have a hit with Wayne Perscat there, the man behind Mullaney Golf Course, which was good to see. My Aussie dark horse is going to be Mark Leishman. I think he loves a tough course, and I think he might do all right there. Then we head over to the Korn Ferry Tour, the Winco Foods Portland Open, and the Aussies and Kiwis there, Jamie Arnold, Brett Jewett, Steve Alker, Brett Coletta, Ryan Ruffles. He's had a couple of good weeks, runner-up in a couple of times. And Nick Vogt is also playing. They start early in the morning. That'll be just the highlights on Fox. Then we step over to the LPGA, and that is the Marathon LPGA Classic. And the girls playing on that one is Sarah Kemp, Sarah Jane Smith, Lydia Ko, Minji Lee, Catherine Kirk. Now, Hannah Green, I haven't seen her name pop up on the tour. I don't know why, but if you're listening and you know why she's not over in the States, just send us a message and let me know. I might do some research and find out. But that's the next tournament for the ladies. And then we go over to Europe, and it's the English Championship. There's a good Kiwi Aussie field over there. Scotty Hen, Jason Shrivner, Ryan Fox, Minwoo Lee, Jakey McLeod, Maverick Ancliffe, and Michael Campbell. I think the best performer of that will be either Ryan Fox or Scotty Hen. He's pretty consistent. Just looking through the field here. I reckon Ryan Fox might have a little bit of a crack at this, having a look at the field. It's a good solid field, nothing over the top in the European stakes, but I reckon Ryan might have a little crack at that one. In the ladies tournament, I reckon Brittany Lineker might. She started to come good. So there's a few good plays there, but my pick once again for the PGA Championship is Brian DeChambeau. So that's a wrap of the show this week. Once again, the game's coming up in the AFL. Tomorrow night, Thursday, we've got Collingwood versus Sydney and Gold Coast versus St Kilda. And then Friday we have Essendon and the Giants. So don't forget to follow us on any of the podcast platforms. And we're also on social media. You can follow that at From the Shed. .com.au, that's the handle. We're on Facebook, Twitter. So that is today's show. Thanks for listening, and may you have a great sporting day.